Let's be real, some of the wildest people are the ones winning right now. Kim K blew up off a sex tape. Trump openly cheated on his wife with adult stars and still became president. Kai Cenat screams, breaks furniture, and pulls millions of views. And Sexy Red, she's got kids walking around proudly reciting lyrics about being a baby mama with an STD, like it's something to flex. But somehow, this is what wins, because it's not about being a good person, it's about being unforgettable. The internet rewards whatever shakes people up. Take Noah, for example. He started content with the right intentions, to inspire, to help people grow. But back then, he was making Omegle Riz videos. They were entertaining, but shallow. Every time he tried to have a meaningful moment, the audience, and even the girls, stayed surface level. It wasn't until he dropped the gimmicks and pivoted to entertaining self-help that things shifted. He studied the people who win, even the morally questionable ones, and realized you can use their playbook without losing yourself. Shock, emotion, storytelling, all used to pull people in, then give them something real. That's what this video is, a breakdown of the game and how to flip it in your favor without selling your soul.
Controversy is a magnet, but it's what you do with it that matters the most. So what do I mean by this? Just looking at the mere fact that you clicked on this video based on the people that I have in the thumbnail is a clear indicator that controversy works. Hell, you guys see Kai Cenat, the least problematic person on that entire thumbnail, and you're probably thinking to yourself, damn, why is he putting people like Kai in the thumb? But you need to know that I did this on purpose, because as human beings, we innately have this thing called a negativity bias. So the brain is more wired to pay attention to threats, drama, and conflict more so than peace and prosperity and positivity. You know what I'm saying? And when I put it that way, it sounds insane because a lot of the times in the self-improvement niche, you would expect me to talk about something more positive or something more uplifting, which my videos are, right? But it's like the fact of the matter is human nature mostly focuses on the negative. Think about it when you wake up in the morning or when your parents wake up in the morning. I have African parents, so the first thing they watch in the morning is the news, and you know how like the news is nothing but negativity. Oh, this person got hit by a car. Oh, this person got killed by a serial killer, or something negative that puts people in a constant state of fear. And because of that, that's what garners attention. Or even just with social media too. You clicked on this video because of the title. The way the title was formatted is a reason why it caught your attention in the first place. So you even have a negativity bias, which is not a bad thing. But the thing I want you guys to understand is once you garner that attention, I want you to redirect it to somewhere else, somewhere more positive, more uplifting. So you want to like reel them in with something negative and then boom, hit them with a hard-hitting fact or truth and then spin it in a way that's positive. Kind of like how I'm gonna do in this video. Because that's the thing that separates cheap shock value versus intentional impact. You know what I mean? So for example, in stories like Jujutsu Kaisen, right? I know some of you guys don't watch animes, but for some of you guys who do, in Jujutsu Kaisen, you know, we have a lot of beloved characters like Yuji, Choso, Megumi, Nobara, and there's gonna be some spoilers for JJK, but Gege Akutami, the author of Jujutsu Kaisen, used cheap shock value from time to time in his story by killing off certain fan favorite characters like Gojo, and the way it was done wasn't executed correctly. Or another example in terms of like internet personality or motivational speaker, we'll look at Tony Robbins, right? Like for example, he's loud, aggressive, sometimes polarizing, similar to the likes of people like Trump. But the thing you guys don't understand is that he uses this intensity to break mental walls that you guys might have inside your minds and lead people to genuine good transformations within their lives. Because the thing is, bro, not all controversy is bad. I've already explained that you guys like negative shit, which is not bad, but if all you are exposed to is negativity and nothing but doom and gloom mindsets everywhere, of course that would be a problem, right? But like if you just take that controversy and shape it in a way that benefits your narrative, that is hopefully something more positive, then controversy in and of itself is not a bad thing. Because without negativity, there is no positivity. It's like the light and the darkness, the yin and yang. If everything was uplifting 24/7, people would just tune out. Now I want you to think back to a time where you watched a nothing but positive video, right? Everything was as it should be, someone did a good deed, and those things are generally good things to see and watch, right? But it's like if you're constantly seeing that, there's no problems to be solved or no problems to pay attention to, because human beings were wired to want to solve problems. That's how we advanced civilizations throughout the beginning of time. And without problems, we wouldn't even have conversations like this that involve a level of common sense, realness, and something that's actually worth pursuing. We're having this conversation because some of the people in you guys' lives wives probably get the opportunities that they probably in your mind don't deserve, and you feel as though you're more qualified for it than they are, but it's like they have a cutting edge over you. And that's something I want to make you guys aware of, because the world is not just black and white. There's like a gray area, a fine line. And what I'm about to say, to some it might come across controversial, which it shouldn't, but positivity only matters when it contrasts with darkness. And that's why some content creators who only post like good vibes rarely ever blows up. I want to give you guys another example, right? Jordan Peterson. People either love him or hate him, but he speaks directly to this personal struggle, pain, and responsibility. And because of that, that tension makes his message more memorable. Or even take people like Andrew Tate. Love him or hate him too, you can't deny that guy is very good at conveying emotional resonance and making sure his name stays relevant just from how polarizing he is and some of his takes. I'm not an Andrew Tate fanboy. I do agree with a few things that he says, but I also disagree with a lot. But the fact of the matter is, regardless of my personal opinions on him, he is still a very polarizing person, and that's why he's able to garner attention like that. So knowing that alone, you guys need to understand that conflict and discomfort create the soil for growth. And because I just said that, that also leads me to my next talking point, because I am looking at something so I know that I'm on track. You guys need to understand that the loud win first, but the forever lasting wins with substance. Substance is one of the key takeaways that I want you guys to understand within this video. Without substance, everything is shallow, hollow, brain rot. And although that thing sells, it has like a limited timeline of relevancy before it fades out and someone else takes over. So with these people I'm about to mention, like Kai Cenat, Speed, Logan Paul, they all got attention by being loud, being wild, and being unfiltered, like I mentioned earlier with Andrew Tate. Some of his takes are wild. But the thing is, most people who go viral burn out because they have no foundation. Like, how many one-hit wonders do you guys know out there that probably had like a breakthrough moment, but they didn't capitalize upon it, or they didn't fully go all the way with whatever their craft was? Those are like people who wasted their potential and never got it realized. But the ones who last, they show great showmanship with strategy. Kai Cenat and all these other people have stayed into relevancy because they know the game. Like, you guys ever heard the saying, don't hate the player, hate the game? That's exactly the type of principle you gotta approach it with when it comes to this type of demographic, or not even demographic, with this type of like base, whether it's like content, whether it's like in your careers, whatever the fuck it is, play into it. We all know that life isn't fair. Some people have unfair advantages over others. You got to play into your strength. You don't have to be exactly one-to-one like this person, but you can see what they do that garners attention or garners them that specific opportunity within that job, industry, field, and then capitalize upon it. Put it into your own personality trait, or not even put it into your own personality, but see how they do it, flip it on its head, and do it in your own way. And I know I keep giving examples after examples, but I just want to say this so you guys get the point. Logan Paul reinvented himself post-scandal by showing vulnerability. Y'all remember the whole situation in the forest and shit? After he showed the vulnerability, he then pivoted into boxing and then building a brand, and now he has equity in multiple businesses. Isn't that insane? And that's how you know people tend to forget about what you did in the past, or not even forget, but it's like, because of what you did shouldn't really matter in the future of what you choose to pursue afterwards. You want to get eyes however you can, but keep them by standing for something real, not like selling sugary, artificial, disgusting prime drinks like Logan Paul. Regardless, stand for something real. Because the thing is, with me even creating this video, I want to attract and grow a community or fan base of people who don't compromise their values and morals just for a quick buck. Otherwise, if you did that, you would just be a straight up whore. That's whore activity. Like, there's things you don't have to do in order to get views or get money. You don't need to do fake drama to garner attention or sell out, how people will originally be relatable, and then as they become more mainstream, they start to like sell out to appeal to the masses. You don't need to do shit like that. You just need to understand why people pay attention to you. You also need emotional contrast, which is being controversial in a way to get a reaction out of people, but also reel them in to hear something real. Kind of like how I do when I call some of you guys pussies for being a simp, but then telling you guys something like, oh, but you can change that. Build upon these skills that you can easily take away from other people and adapt to yourself. Raw storytelling. I'm not the best storyteller in the world. Hell, I'm still learning and reading off of a script as I'm recording this video. These are skills that could be built upon over and over again until you're at a good, stable spot. And this is not a way to manipulate others, but it's a way to connect. You just watching this video alone tells me what type of person you are. You're a type of person who's on self-improvement, that wants to improve in all aspects of their lives, right? Communication and conveying certain things is a good booster in garnering that. Unlike these dumb brain rot dickheads who can't really do that without losing substance, or who never even had substance to begin with. One of my favorite animes in mangas is One Piece. And I like how the author always has a way of reeling us in with this adventure, the Straw Hat Crew, and how he goes about spectacles and storytellings and the payoffs and all that other shit. But underneath, there's always a problem solving, deep story driven rawness that makes you dissect it even more, that gives it that form of realism. Because the thing is, this is just what's been working for like a long period of time. Just even looking back to like psychology of how people garner attention and things of that nature. The thing is, it's the intention behind all of that that makes a huge difference. As a creator or whatever you are, your job is to translate noise into something, into meaning, into something fruitful, into something people want to listen to. Hence why you stayed this long to listen to me. So if you have listened this long, hey, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button, because honestly, I've been yapping for some time, and I hope this message resonates with someone. You're not here to entertain or go viral. If that's your prerogative, by all means go for it, but you're just gonna attract shallow people. But if you're the type of person that watches me, your job is to wake people up, and that's by using the same tools that got them to click in the first place. Like, it comes as no surprise, we live in an attention economy. Everything is eyeballs and clicks, and if you're not able to garner that attention, that is your fault, not their fault, whoever's watching, but your fault. So you need to be the balance. You need to be like the avatar, be the balance of everything and grabbing attention in a way that's conducive to your message. Learn from the wild ones. You can learn from anyone, literally. Speak with clarity, speak with conviction, kind of similar to how I've been speaking throughout this entire video, and move people with truth, even if it's hidden behind a wild thumbnail. And also be analytical of the things that you see around you. Once I've told you this message, it's gonna be hard to unsee how things that look stupid on the surface actually have an underlying deeper message. Things like Sausage Party, South Park with some of their deep resonated episodes, or even shows like the Boondocks. And after noticing that, you're gonna realize like, damn, some of these things that are deemed as stupid actually have really good underlying messages behind them that people just tend to ignore. You are the bridge between that, and you gotta understand that although these people aren't necessarily like evil per se, they have done some like shady shit in the past, which you shouldn't do. You should avoid at all costs, and again, avoid any type of unwarranted controversy. But you gotta understand that these people have something you can take away from and learn, even me. So that being said, that's all I have for this video. I know it's an abrupt end, but you guys get the overarching message. If you guys found value from this video, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I will be live on Twitch from time to time, so tap in with the Twitch. Dream big and take action. I'm gonna see you guys. Peace.